High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube. High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports. Hey Mom and Dad, how about a personalized hype video of your athlete produced by Varsity Media? Cinematic coverage of game action, plus on-camera interviews by our crew set to music will make your son or daughter look like the next superstar. Perfect for social media fame and college recruiting. Don't wait, reach out today. Spots are limited this fall. 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
It's a beautiful fall Thursday afternoon here in Nassau County, and we've got a heavyweight tilt in Nassau AB. From Plainedge High School, the Wantagh Warriors take on the Plainedge Lady Red Devils on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Today's game is presented by Plainedge Soccer Club as well as Petrucci International, and we'd also like to thank our other sponsors, Leventhal Financial Services and Long Island Gastro. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Alongside Robert Anderson, I'm John Perez. And Robert, it's a heavyweight tilt here today. The Warriors come in at 6-1-2, 20 points, and Nassau AB right behind them. Plainedge at 17 points. And it's pretty simple for both teams. They want to come out with a victory and lock up that number 1 seed going into the playoffs.
Absolutely. Both coaches very excited about what's going on this afternoon. Plainedge has to win. It's a have-to win to get that conference championship. Wantagh can get it with a tie today. And there's a lot of playoff implications with the win. The reason why Plainedge would move on is because they're head-to-head versus North Shore. They had a 1-1 record. Wantagh was 0-1-1, so there'll be a tie break. Both of these teams face each other, and it's a loss in the first game, 2-0 in favor of the Warriors.
For Wantagh, it's pretty simple. A win or a tie locks up the number 1 seed. For Plainedge, they have to win here today, and Wantagh will be led by Lila Ingrilli and Juliana Sarasi.
Ingrilli, a 3-year starter on the varsity. She's also a lacrosse superstar. 4 goals on the season, 2 assists. She's a playmaker up top. And Sarasi, one of the athletes that absolutely uses her speed, athleticism, size, runs the middle of the field, distributes well. She's a real big player on this team.
Plainedge 5-2-2, and they'll be led by our 2 impact players today. For the Lady Red Devils, a stalwart on the back line. It's Jessica Ferranda, and Lucy Younghands gets it done on offense.
And Ferranda, like you said, she's a stalwart back there. She's a good stopper, keeps that defense running in motion, keeps everybody on side and doing what they need to do. And Younghands, a sniper, 13 goals, 5 assists on the season. 4 years on this varsity team. She's someone we're going to be paying a lot of attention to today.
With that said, let's meet the starting lineups. First are the visiting Warriors. And they're starting 11, led by Jason Polo. It'll be Isabella Estacia, the goalkeeper, and on the back line, DeJulio Botto, Barbario, Witt, and Sarasi in the midfield with Udell, Mannix, Connors, Highland, and Ingrilli. And the starting lineup for the Lady Red Devils coming in wanting a victory. Here today to lock up the number 1 seed, it'd be Demetria Sedaris along with Kiara Reed, Michaela Netto, Jessica Ferranda, Mary Rose Vericchio, along with Lucy Younghands, Jaden Hagerstrom, Caitlin Tierney, Sienna Petrulli, Amanda Martone, and Leah Villari. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have First Touch here at Plainedge High School. You're watching our girls soccer game of the week on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Back here in Nassau County, Plainedge looking for the victory today, and here are our keys to the game for both of these squads, looking to lock up the number 1 seed in Nassau AB, Robert.
Wantagh looking to make a presence. Felt on defense. They play 4 flat in the back, 2 CDMs that he kind of lets them get free reign on. They can fall back into a defensive set or move the ball, win the 50-50s, make the most of the offensive opportunities. Games are won on the 50-50. And with Plainedge, don't settle. Defend as a team, create their own opportunities. Coach Vitale running a 4-4-2. Lucy up top. She's a 2-time All-County player, looking for her to score some goals. They've got a sweeper diamond situation in the back. They don't play flat, so 2 different defensive styles, both effective to stop the offenses.
And there you see the keeper for Plainedge. It's Demetria Sedaris, and she will be someone that hopefully is not seeing a lot of traffic if you're Plainedge. But this is a Wantagh team that can score if they want. They don't score in bunches. They are a pretty defensive-minded team, but they're good on the counter, and that's something that the Lady Red Devils have to keep an eye on, and that's what Mike Vitale was saying coming into this game. And, Robert, you're obviously a head coach, so I'm going to ask you, if you were in this scenario and you need a win to get to the number 1 seed, how does that change the week of practice? What's the message, or do you not want to convolute their minds?
I think with Plainedge, you definitely want to try to keep them calm. Let them know that this is a big game, an important game, but not to lose sight of what the ultimate goal is, which is to move the ball and get it in the back of the net. Coach Vitale definitely doing that, keeps things loose. We'll talk about some of his traditions that he's got that are a lot of fun. And for Coach Polo, a little less pressure. He's going to let those girls go out there and play. Again, a tie has him win the conference, but I think both of them are just saying, hey, the playoffs are coming no matter what. We would like to be championships. Both teams are going to secure home field advantage. Let's just go out there and play, and it's another soccer game.
I think the biggest impression that we've gotten from James Polo is that he's a very in-the-now moment guy and treats it as business as usual. And with that, he only looks at it at 1 game at a time. And for his squad, they kind of play off of that, and they're not thinking too far ahead. And he said the message has been quite simple over the last few weeks. Earn yourself a spot to win another practice. He says this group has been a privilege to coach. They've been a lot of fun this year, and there's never any quit for the Warriors.
Yeah, he was telling us earlier he lets them play what music they want on the bus. It's kind of a go with the flow, just like he treats them on the field. And he did say also he's super impressed by their effort, that this is a team that no matter what, they leave it out on the line, on the field every single day, and he loves it. Whether it's practice or game day, they're working hard.
On the cross, and Wantagh tries to clear it, hitting the deck, and we'll get a stoppage right away, and good opportunity for Plainedge. Just a minute and 23 seconds into the contest.
And just trying to figure out, no foul called there. Or was there? I think they're trying to figure it out. And it will be a penalty kick indeed. I didn't see the official officially make the call with a hand gesture on the field. And it's going to be a PK, a big moment here. Huge moment for Plainedge as referee Angelo Caro puts the ball down and sets up this opportunity.
Yeah, Carroll's the one that made that, and it'll be Lucy Younghands to take the penalty kick for Plainedge. Younghands, 31 points on the season, the senior captain. Top 100 Newsday girls soccer player the last couple of years, and hits it off the crossbar. Back over, and brought down by the keeper for Wantagh, Isabella Estacia.
And you have to wonder there if nerves might have got the better of her. Again, as a coach, one of the things that I try to emphasize the most with PKs is just give it a touch. Pick a corner, make it a touch, try to go low. When you go high, things like that happen. A little too high trying to pick a sweet spot and off the pipe, that hurts. That's an opportunity missed that we hope doesn't haunt Plainedge later in the game.
Every point so important, especially for the Lady Red Devils. And at the end of it, long story short, I'm sure both of these coaches would sign up to be a top 2 seed. With that said, though, it's right on the table for Plainedge, and it's right in front of them, and they're looking to secure that opportunity and be the top seed in Nassau. As a little touch by Jessica Ferranda, and on the counter, Wantagh stopped off. Good job by Kiera Reed to get in there. Reed, a senior, 4-year varsity player for the Lady Red Devils. Younghands, good throw ball up ahead. As Plainedge tries to cross, and Amanda Martone disrupted. And a long throw-in for the Red Devils.
And back to Kiera Reed, I've had the opportunity to watch that young lady play this season, earlier in the season on their senior day. And you'll say her name a lot this afternoon. She's on every single goal kick. She's involved in a lot of plays. Reed could have, another one of the players to watch on this Red Devil team.
And I think that just goes to show the depth that the Lady Red Devils have, and that, yes, you can look at all the goal scorers, but it also goes to show how deep they are defensively and how they've just been cohesive as a unit this year.
Yeah, that's what Coach Vitale said. They work really hard, and they have a bond on and off the field. They take care of one another.
Back the other way, this is Shannon Udell. Only a sophomore, was called up as an 8th grader for Wantagh. Udell, another player to watch. 3 goals on the year, wearing number 9 for Wantagh. Valari, the junior, taken away. Good job by Isabel Witt, the senior. Someone who's always working hard defensively, says our head coach, Jason Polo. And a whistle and a foul. And a free kick for the Warriors.
And a pretty hard foul there on Lila Ingrilli, getting shoved to the ground with a little elbow. So this is going to be a gritty game on top of some of the possession. Both coaches saying possession is their strength. And there you see some of the grit getting a little dirty out there on the pitch.
And both of these players know exactly what's on the stake, or what's at stake in this game. And played up ahead, and a good intercept. Ava Barbario, only a freshman. This is a young Wantagh team as well. You could look up and down the roster, filtered with juniors and sophomores, but players that have been called up since their 8th grade year.
Yeah, quite a few sophomores, young team, and that's one thing that Coach Polo was saying, that he's excited about the future of the team and that it's anybody's game. He doesn't necessarily say you're a senior, you're a junior, you've earned your stripes. These girls compete on the field against one another to get position and starting time. And he's got himself a really young program here, and he's going to enjoy a lot of success in years to come.
He's got 23 players on the roster, 7 sophomores, 7 juniors. So more than half, 14 if you're doing math at home, and I know you carry an abacus around. That's obviously more than half, and it just goes to show the direction that the Warriors are here to stay for not just this year, but for years to come.
And the incredible numbers of 7 sophomores. Makes you wonder what's going on down on JV there. If they've got that many players up, to have the luxury to have them playing up on this varsity team is quite a luxury.
Yeah, and the old adage, too, is you'll bring a player up from JV or freshmen, and they're going to play, and they're going to get a majority of minutes because it doesn't make sense to waste them at the higher level. Well, Polo certainly sensed that, and whether through it's the years of summer, club soccer, whatever it is, the talent is, I don't know what's in the water for the Warriors, but it's been breeding very efficient soccer players over the last few years.
Partly it might be that atmosphere that they've created. Again, Coach Polo, 13 years, letting these young ladies play and enjoy themselves. You know, he said that they fight hard, but they're also out there enjoying themselves. Another little shove there, too. That was Michaela Highland getting knocked down.
How much of that, too, is kind of setting a tone as well and some gamesmanship through the first few minutes to at least send a message either side?
Yeah, I think it's very important. It's something that, you know, I like to do as a coach, have my players get out there and get physical, get inside the minds of the offense so they don't get too comfortable. But at the same time, you want to avoid cards, and you definitely want to avoid what happened earlier with that little shove in the box. As another shove happens, they're flying all over the place. Plainedge definitely playing a lot more physical now, but no cards, a couple fouls. Most of them are in that neutral zone in the middle of the field. So it's not going to affect play too much. You just got to make sure you're not doing those things inside the box or down near the box, because this game could be decided on a free kick or a penalty kick.
Well, we already saw an opportunity and a PK for Plainedge as Lucy Younghands took it off the crossbar, and we stay scoreless through the first 7.5 minutes of the first half.
So, John, one of the things that Coach Vitale was telling me that he's looking forward to is come playoff time, they have a game called Secret Striker, their version of Secret Santa. And to keep the spirits high, every girl on the team picks a name out of the hat of another one of their players, and they create goodie bags for them, things that they think that player would like, and they just pop in randomly at classes during the day. The principal's like, what do you guys got going on? He overhears some shenanigans happen. He's like, no, it's my Secret Striker. It's a tradition here that he's brought in to keep things light, fun, and the girls get a chance to show that they understand each other, know each other, what they like. So a nice little tradition he's got going on.
That's pretty cool. A lot of camaraderie. What would you put, or what would you want in your bag?
I don't know if there's a spending limit, but if I was,
I don't think these athletes are making six figures.
Yeah, I think I'm easy with like a Butterfinger, a bag of Funyuns, and maybe a orange Gatorade.
So Rossi sends it wide.
Always an orange Gatorade, though.
Yeah, I'm with you. While the ball goes out of play, let you know that playoffs are coming up, and Varsity Media is your home for all Nassau County semifinal and championship games. Go to varsitymediapass.com to order your game today, both Wantagh and Plainedge, with aspirations to not only win the county title, but to win an LIC. Nine minutes in the books, headed up. This is Leah Valari, the 2-year varsity player. Somebody who gives 110%, says Vitale. 4 goals and an assist on the season for the junior.
And this time it's Juliana Sarasi getting tripped up. Plainedge drawing a lot of fouls. Actually, not drawing, getting a lot of fouls right now. And I wouldn't say Wanto's drawing them. I think Plainedge is playing a little too hard right now. This can cost them if those fouls start happening down in their zone. Hopefully they're thinking about it and taking those fouls deep into the offensive zone. But, giving a lot of turnovers is not going to be a good method of doing things moving forward. It's been about 6 fouls against them in the first 10 minutes.
Diglio with a throw-in. Diglio will be playing her college athletic career at UMass, but for lacrosse, and one of 2 players that will be playing lacrosse at the next level, Lila Ingrilli, a junior, is committed to play for Maryland. And a future Terrapin, wearing number 1 on the pitch for Wantagh. As this is Caitlin Botto. Slid up ahead. And it's Kylie Connors, only a freshman, 3 points on the season. Plainedge swarming over to Connors.
Connors doing a real nice job there, battling through 3-4 players. And you can see the Plainedge starting to stack it back a little bit. They dropped into about a 6 flat at one point. It's going to make it very difficult for Wantagh to break through.
Sarasi tries a through ball. And Wantagh still with possession. Shannon Udell towards the net. And an easy play for the keeper, Sedaris. Sedaris, 3-year varsity member and starter, captain of the Lady Red Devils, and an all-county honorable mention last year. And she's only allowed 5 goals on the season.
Udell taking the shot there. Nothing, bad about that. You always encourage players to take shots. However, Connors was open on the left-hand side. I don't know if she was calling for it or not, but probably could have made a run, created more space. But a shot on net's never a bad thing.
Barbario slides it outside. And a deep throw for the Lady Red Devils.
Again, with Wantagh playing the 4 back, and then the 2 CDMs that Coach Polo said he lets them do what they want. I had asked him if they slide back into a defensive set. He said those are just like, 2 girls out there that take control and see the field well so they can go and do what they like with it. And so far, you can see they play in east-west, north-south. They're in every direction, falling into the defensive sets, getting involved in the offense right now, pushing up. So you got to have legs out there if you're going to play that position that way.
Offside, and Wantagh with the possession. They give it right away. Back to the Lady Red Devils. Jessica Ferranda. Now up ahead, it's a foot race. Caitlin Tierney. And a collision, as that was the keeper in Anastasia coming out. And a collision, but no card or any other booking.
And we'll get another look at that one. You can see the keeper coming out. It's a clean challenge. Takes the slide, gets the ball. Little collision between the two of them, but clean. The goalkeeper gets the ball. And some limping after the play, but we'll see if that has any effect.
Ferranda. Vitale calls her one of the toughest players in the league. Coughs it up. And a good defensive stand for the Warriors, as it was led by Baudo. Baudo, one of the anchors on the back line for the Warriors. Only 1 loss on the season. And Robert, I don't care what conference you play in, only having 1 loss on the season going into your final game is nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's absolutely impressive and a testament to the way they play defense. One of the things Coach Polo said again, that they play a solid defensive team. And in this team, against Plainedge, the 50-50s are fairly even, but he has a team that's very tenacious, tends to win the 50-50s. And if you win those, you're going to have a lot of possession and often win the game.
Anastasia going to Malloy to play her college soccer in the fall. Malloy themselves having a good season in the ECC, fighting for a playoff spot. If the season ended today in the ECC, the Lions would be in and hosting a home game at the Division II level.
Definitely a quality program that grabs a lot of these Long Island athletes, keeps them home, and it's always nice to see a lot of the homegrown players playing for Malloy.
I always thought that was an interesting league, and you're right, it does keep a lot of the local talent home, whether it's Malloy, Queens College, what they do in Westchester for St. Thomas Aquinas. Doing a good job, and then obviously picking up for LIU, which has obviously gone to the D1 level. Coming out to play it, and that was Anastasia.
2 times Anastasia getting the read early on the play, coming out and making some strong defensive plays against a striker. You got to love that as a coach. Risky, but in both times premeditated, thought out, perfectly timed runs.
Good defense by Kiera Reed, getting in front of Ingrilli and cutting her down. And getting the possession for the Warriors and Plainedge to go the other way.
Thus far, Plainedge playing a pretty methodical game. A lot of the game being played between the 20-yard lines. Not a lot going on offensively. Best opportunity so far was definitely the penalty kick situation. But we'll see if as the game goes on, there's a little more pressure down inside the 18 area and we get some more shots on net. Only one shot so far for Wantagh, and that was deep out.
Good step in by Witt as Connors comes over to assist. Plainedge stays with possession. That was Martone. And now chipped over far side as Udell goes to play it. And Udell will take the throw in. Ball goes into the bench. And now a quick throw in. And Plainedge on the counter. What have you seen through the first 17 minutes between these two? Like you said, obviously best opportunity was the penalty kick, but Wantagh, even though they've been knocked to the ground, really hasn't affected them. They continue to go up and down the field.
Well, it looks like Plainedge has definitely stopped with the hard fouls, but they're playing the more aggressive game, more physical game for sure. Again, most of the game played in the middle of the field so far. A lot of possession. Wantagh probably, if they're going to take advantage, is going to be something like this, like a fast break that gets behind the defense and they're able to make a run. Plainedge, a lot more touches. They're taking more time, being a little more methodical, trying to get down into the scoring lanes. So right now it seems like Wantagh is just trying to get some long balls down there. Again, a tie, get some conference championship, so they can be a little more cautious on the defensive side. Plainedge a little more sense of urgency.
And Grilly, always playing with a sense of urgency, gives it to Udell, looking for the cross, and there is that 2022 All-County Honorable Mention, Demetrius Sedaris, to curb the threat. And he'll slow it down.
And that run was just a step too late, and the keeper was able to get out there and stop the play before any kind of touch on the ball. But that's what you're going to look for. Try to get down deep, send across, hope somebody's open.
We'll see young hands.
Beautiful touches there, dancing in and out of two defenders. And a tough touch there. It'll go the other way on the throw-in.
And the toss, Isabella Witt. Witt, a senior, somebody who has a work ethic that embodies the character of the team. And like Polo said, there's no quit in his 11 or the rest of his team as well. And Witt has been the embodiment of that.
Yeah, she's the one that he will sick on some of the better offensive players in the league. Physical player, calm, cool, and collected. And right there, so doing a good job pushing the ball up the field. But nobody there to receive it on the other end.
Big collision, and Grilly gets walled off, tangled up with Mary Rose Vericchio. And now Grilly goes down.
Grabbing her stomach there, and the official stopped the clock. Doesn't look if he made a call. We'll take a look here. Tripping over each other. And it just looked like the two of them fell on top of each other. It didn't look like there was anything necessarily egregious. But there's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, and it'll be Sarasi to take it. Sarasi with a couple of goals and an assist on the season. Sarasi slides a through ball all the way to the keeper, Sedaris. Midway point of the first half, we're still scoreless. Wantagh and Plainedge. Plainedge looking for the victory to lock up the number 1 seed in Nassau AB. And Isabella Estasia scoops up the long hop.
And Estasia continues to really time those runs out of the net and intercept most of the balls that are being put through that defense. That's an important part of this game also. Try to thwart anything before it gets through, which is why I think Plainedge has been forced to build the small game all the way up as opposed to just send one through.
Bordeaux down the other field. And neither team really getting a semblance of offense as the two keepers handling the last few possessions.
Yeah, you wonder if some of the caution is starting to set in, too. Neither team wants to be the team that makes a big mistake. And that might change, again, for Plainedge in the second half or later on if this first half continues the way it continues. Because there is nothing but a W on the mind of the Red Devils. They need one to advance, to be champions. So we'll see if they change that right now, because it seems like a very tempoed game.
Sedaris, the future Lion, gets it across the midfield. I think there was a hair tug there and a foul against Wantagh. It's one of the things we don't have to worry about when we play soccer is the hair tugs.
I was just thinking about it. I was saying apparently the boys' game we worked on the other day, they were picking on Coach Sinelli's hairless head. And I suffer from the same thing. It's a varsity coach problem, I'll tell you that. They'll make you lose your hair quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how they have the pictures of the presidents when they start their presidency to the end? That's what you could do with varsity coaches. Except in 4 years, probably spanned out over 20 years.
Even at the end of a season sometimes, I look like a haggard sailor. Stop shaving. You're just exhausted all the time. Practices 6 days a week. You know, one of the things people forget about with the commitment of a varsity soccer coach, both the men's and women's, is that you're out there 6 days a week. You're working in the summer. You're doing summer workouts. We're a sport that begins in the fall, so we have the luxury of bringing the summer right into it. And you pour your heart and soul in there. And then it's a long season, you know. And for both these teams, a longer one that they'll both take, getting to move on into the playoffs. But it's exhausting for a coaching staff.
Good aggressiveness by Caitlin Tierney to try and keep it alive for Plainedge as the Lady Red Devils try and convene on the opposite end of the field. Diglio shanked it, but no harm. And now it's Michaela Hyland, the freshman. And the offside hand is up with 16:35 to go in the first half.
And again, if we watch the runs that Wantagh does, they do play the 4 flat, the 2 CDMs, the 3 midfielders. So it's a different look. When you have 2 CDMs, they have the, again, luxury of falling into the defensive sets, of joining the offense. And right now, kind of playing a pretty solid defensive game.
Four straight headers. And then a push against Plainedge, so the Warriors will take over. Barbario sends it up the field. And Bordeaux straight up in the air. And Sedaris comes out. Sedaris has done a good job knowing when to approach the loose ball, when to play back. And that's what you get out of a veteran leader and a keeper in Sedaris.
Yeah, it seems like we're seeing that on both sides of the ball, which is why both of these offenses might be having trouble getting that long ball. Might be another conversation as a coach on the sidelines to say maybe those long balls need to be put out wide instead of directly at the keepers. When you keep trying to force the ball up the middle, it becomes a disadvantage to you when you have goalkeepers that know how to come out of the net and retrieve them before the offense does.
This is Jordan Bianchi, the senior. 3-year varsity player and 2-year starter. Wearing number 24 in red. His uniform's really embodying the Lady Red Devil, right? Red on red with the white outline.
Yeah, I've spoken to athletic director T.J. Burke about it. When you come up here and try to PA the game or even watch it, it's difficult to see those numbers from up here. really sharp down there. They look fantastic. Really nice looking jerseys, but tough to read from far away.
That's what I was going to say. Nobody cares about us. I care about you.
Yeah, same. I care about you too, John.
Yeah, you're just saying that.
They are. They're beautiful jerseys down there. They're just a tough read from far away.
With the throw-in, goes simple. And Bodo in the direction of Highland. Jaden Hagerstrom, the senior, with an assist on the season, steps in as the ball trickles all the way down to Plainedge's defense. And Sedaris sweeps it along the far side.
Good choice there to play it back to the keeper and get the ball out. Looked like there was going to be a quick transition, but a tough touch takes it out of bounds, and it'll go back in Wantagh's direction.
Sarasi working against Young Hands. Battle of impact players. You're on the Varsity Media Girls Soccer Game of the Week. Thank you for joining us as Sedaris once again.
And a lot of fans in the seat today on both sides of the fence. A lot of red out there. So Plainedge representing. We spoke about it with the boys' game. A great community that comes out for all their sports on this beautiful facility here at Plainedge High School. Turf fields in front of us, behind us, a state-of-the-art weight room being built inside the school. Things are looking really sharp over here at Plainedge High School to support their athletic programs.
Sarasi keeps it in play and a corner upcoming, and we'll get the first corner of the afternoon for the Warriors. Well, you mentioned the proximity of these two schools. Only separated by 2.5 miles and an 11-minute car ride at that. So good to see both sides coming here and supporting their teams, as it'll be Sarasi to take the corner.
Sarasi's got a big boot. We'll see what she decides to do. Coach Polo said they like to make runs and look far post. They are at the top of the 18 lined up. Sarasi wants to keep it away from the goalie.
In that direction, headed just wide. Good opportunity down low for Wantagh, but not able to get anything as Sienna Diglio's header goes off to the right side.
Yeah, and you can see there exactly what Coach Polo said they would intend to do. Sarasi, when she sets up there for the corner kick, she gets it deep, and there's the header, so they did exactly what they planned to do. So set them up the 18, make a run, try to go far post.
Sarasi. And Grilly hits the deck again, and Grilly's been used like a rag doll in the first half.
So Wantagh's starting to generate a little more offensive opportunities here, despite still playing a little bit more of a defensive set.
Well, and so Wantagh, lines up 4-2-3-1, and so what does that tell you about their scheme?
That they are comfortable with their striker enough to, leave the striker up top all by themselves. When you play 4-2, you tend to be more of a defensive-minded team. The three in the middle, you trust to have a lot of possession in the middle of the field. It does sacrifice a little offense depending on how you use the two CDMs. And one of those CDMs, Sarasi, who does get involved in the offense. So maybe they kind of tag team. I know that when I play with a two CDM set, one guy will make the decisions like, hey, I'm going to make more of the runs. He gets gassed. They switch it up. The other one makes more of the runs. A lot of communication when you run two CDMs.
Kira Reed takes the corner, parried out, and swept aside. Good clear. Started with Nastasia and Connors, gets it out of the 18. Wantagh in third gear. It's Sienna Diglio taking on two Lady Red Devils. It's a foot race on the far side. And it ends in a goal kick.
Yeah, and during that foot race, it looked like Connors got a little gassed on the run. They had 3 against 2. And then it wound up with a 2v2, and the ball pushed out. And like I said, it'll be a corner kick in a game like this right now, the way these two teams are playing defensively and using the field, it could come down to some type of free kick, corner kick, set piece that's going to decide this game. So I'm sure both teams are going to want to limit those moving forward.
Shannon Udell to take the set piece. Long header, lined out. And Plainedge able to move it. Martone. There's Amanda Martone, the first Lady Red Devil in there to touch. And on the counter, it's Udell again. Slices it towards the middle. Loose ball and scooped up. Sedaris. Good opportunity for Wantagh, but Sedaris closes the door.
Couldn't tell what happened there. It looked like maybe her own player got in her way. Maybe they both got a little too aggressive there. But we'll be able to take another look at it here. And there's the cross. A short touch. And no, it just, the defender got in the way. It was a little scoop. And not enough on it. So as opposed to getting a leg on it, a little bit of a kick, it was more of a scoop. And the goalie had time to get under there.
Kylie Connors had the shot towards the side of the net. Only a freshman. Connors with 7 points on the season, 2 goals and an assist. Or check that, my math is wrong. I apologize. 5 points on the season. I didn't mean to overchange her.
So we'll see now what Plainedge decides to do in these final 8 minutes here, if they're going to turn it up a little bit offensively. It did look at times that they went from, instead of the 4-flat, 3-back, and sent their fourth defender up into more of a CDM position.
Chipped across.
One thing that you will notice, though, is that regardless of what Plainedge does defensively, it's always Kira Reed anchoring the back, sometimes playing very deep, really giving a cushion, which so far has been effective. Sometimes you don't love that as a coach because you can get those odd breaks. But
And Grilly, this is what she can do, trying to get some separation, get swarmed, knocked down. And a stoppage of time, and a card upcoming against the Lady Red Devils.
yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's an easy card, and it's literally right in front of the eyes of the referee. And there's right along the sidelines, and you can see Reed coming through and putting a little elbow, lowering the shoulder. Not something that Coach Vitale wants to deal with right now. Reed, one of the star players on this team, put a yellow card on her, and now you got to play cautiously. She can't play as physical because if she gets a second one, it's a red, and then she's out in the first round of the playoffs. So with a red card here in Nassau County, you're not only out for the game, but you're out for the next one also. So that yellow card may loom over Reed's head for the rest of this game.
So 6:45 left in the first half as Sarasi to take the free kick. And we just wait for the thumbs up. The head official talking towards the press box up here, but not sure what it's about. But either way.
Yeah, referee Chris Murs trying to figure out what's going on. It might be an issue with the clock, but
Yeah.
that really shouldn't be an issue because the officials are responsible for keeping it on the field regardless. So I guess they'll reset it. You know, the 10 yards was asked for.
Oh, so they're going to put 7 minutes on the clock flat, so.
Okay, again, I mean, not something you typically see in a soccer game.
Sarasi towards the net and right into the breadbasket of Sedaris.
Yeah, I don't know if the intention was there to shoot it on the net or try to create something in the box, but it's put in the one spot you don't want it to be, which is right in the hands of the keeper.
Plainedge on the counter with momentum, stride for stride. Hagerstrom trying to fight for position.
That should be last touch. Plainedge, we'll see. Yeah. Referee Caro correctly awards it to Wantagh for the throw. So Plainedge defense planting 2 defenders at the 50. They'll walk up into the play a little bit, but for the most part playing like back, giving a little buffer to that Wantagh offense and sending most of their players down low to try to create some offense now.
And Wantagh's defense creating havoc, but Plainedge stays with it. And last touch by the Lady Red Devils. A good job by Wantagh's defense, and particularly they've been able to take Lucy Younghands out of the equation.
Yeah, playing that 4 flat and just kind of moving east-west and timing their runs well. They've done a fantastic job against Younghands. Younghands, the one who did have the penalty kick earlier, but besides that, they've really shut her down. And Younghands is one of the best players in this league. She's all-county a few times, best player according to Newsday in her conference. So Younghands somebody that we're going to be watching, but it seems like right now Wantagh's got her number for sure.
Somebody else that we'll be watching is Jaden Hagerstrom come playoff time in all-conference selection last year and a 2-year starter. Hagerstrom tries to stay with it, and Plainedge pushes up ahead. Younghands sees the double. Cross in the middle. Sarasi was waiting for it.
And at this point, I do have to wonder if at halftime, Coach Vitale is going to change things up to generate a little bit more of that offense. You know, the 4 back, they do play the stopper sweeper. And he was concerned about Wantagh's speed up top. He says they've got some legs, which might be why Reed's giving them as much a buffer as she is on the back line. But we know that she's such a tremendous player that she might be able to handle a lot of the responsibilities a little bit more on her own. And Coach Vitale might think about moving somebody up or changing the formation, try to get 3 high, plays a traditional 4-4-2, try to get a third striker up there or set somebody up at the 10 spot.
And how about the job of Valari to keep possession alive for the Lady Red Devils? Knocked far side. Martone can't track it down, and the Warriors take over.
So 3 minutes remaining in this half right now. You know, from watching from up here, most of the game, again, played in the middle of the field. Both teams getting plenty of touches, just not many scoring opportunities. Both coaches right now are going to tell their team they appreciate the physicality, but they don't want to see any fouls. Because at the game, you know, the way this game's going, that could be a difference in this game. Little miscommunication, it looked like, up there, as it was Udell starting to go for the ball, then backed off thinking her teammate was going to get there and make the pass. But her backing off might have stopped the scoring opportunity the other way there.
And so the throw-in coming for Plainedge. Vericchio sends it in, Highland. And final 2 minutes to play in the first half.
And again, a great crowd out here this afternoon supporting Plainedge. And amongst that crowd, the In the Net Booster Club. The In the Net Booster Club, one of the integral clubs here at Plainedge High School, supporting both the men's and women's soccer programs here. And they're the ones that have solicited a lot of the sponsors today, local team, local community shops, to bring Varsity Media to these fields. And other schools have an opportunity to do that as well. We'd love to be here supporting your teams and giving your parents and family members an opportunity to watch the game live. But even better, and we were talking about it with Coach Vitale, he said the minute their game was over, the whole team got to watch their broadcast of the boys' game and got a kick out of some of the things that were going on in the field, and it also became an opportunity for them to learn from how the game went and future opponents.
Yeah, and if you want to book Varsity Media for your sportscast, reach out to your athletic director or booster club and contact Ben at varsitymedia.net to set that up. Tell them that you heard it on a broadcast, and we'll broadcast your game. Final 30 seconds to go in the first half as Wantagh tries to put one on the board. And the whistle goes up, and Plainedge with possession. Final moments of the first half, we're still scoreless.
And there's that Reed boot we were talking about. Just when you think that it's going to be over, the clock's going to drag out. She's got a 40-yard kick, but this should do it.
Yeah, ball go out of play in a pretty nip-and-tuck first half. Sees us go to halftime, scoreless, Wantagh and Plainedge here in Nassau County. And so with that said, you were talking about it before. We'd just like to thank our sponsors again, Leventhal Financial Services, along with Long Island Gastro, Petroselli International, and the Plainedge Soccer Club. Halftime here at Plainedge High School. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll recap the first half and get you all caught up for the second half. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-40.
Back here at Plainedge High School, it's a scoreless affair between the Wantagh Warriors and the Plainedge Red Devils. And, of course, we'd like to thank our sponsors today, particularly the Plainedge Soccer Club. And Plainedge Soccer is the #1 club 4 years in a row. They have one of the best Little Feet programs for young kids and are always giving back to the community and the children. Every year they do an annual toy drive, making donations to their local outreach programs and give out scholarships to Plainedge High School seniors, always helping those in our community, and also utilize JV and varsity players with work opportunities as trainers in the Little Feet program. Led by President Joe Karam and the board members, they've made this program what it is today, and of course us at Varsity Media applaud their generosity and dedication to the community, as they are one of our sponsors today. And we'd also like to thank Petrocelli International, as well as Leventhal Financial Services and Long Island Gastro. So the countdown is on for the start of the second half. I'm alongside Robert Anderson, and 40 minutes in the book, Hando, and your thoughts?
Right now, I have to say that Plainedge on the sidelines, they've got to discuss the fact that we're playing intense, we're playing hard, we've reduced the fouls, a lot of foul trouble in the first 10 minutes, but they've pulled back a little bit. You just got to hope that pulling back doesn't affect scoring opportunities. But now the urgency is on the Red Devils to bury a ball in the net. That one big scoring opportunity with the penalty kick is one you don't want hanging over your head the entire game. And the other thing that is hanging over the head of this Red Devil team is that yellow card over Kira Reed. That's something that we hope doesn't affect this Red Devil team in any way, shape, or form.
And we mentioned the importance of this game. Take a look at the standings. Wantagh with a 3-point edge over Plainedge. And a win today for Wantagh locks up the number 1 seed as well as a tie. And for Plainedge, they would win by virtue of the tiebreaker with a win this evening.
And that tiebreak all because of the games versus North Shore High School. So they got to go deep on this tiebreak. It's not a clear-cut tiebreak with just a head-to-head. They go back to the second best opponent, which is the third-place North Shore Vikings. And Plainedge 1-1 with the Vikings. And Wantagh lost and tied to the Vikings, their only loss.
Collision on the far side, and Wantagh reversing the field. As this will be Kylie Connors, the freshman. Back the other way, the cross off the side of the net. And it'll lead to a goal kick for the Warriors. Let's take a look at a schedule and how we got here for Plainedge. And, I mean, you look at, obviously, the loss to North Shore 1-0, but before that, a 4-match unbeaten streak and a good game against Friends Academy. Not able to push one through, but 4-0 at Lynbrook, 4-0 against Bethpage, and then the 2-0 win against Seaford. As Plainedge starting to play some of its best soccer before the loss to North Shore.
And Coach Vitale saying that first loss really had them hanging their heads. They were almost confused that they lost. But after just one day of not feeling great about it, rebounded, brought it back out to practice, and got back on a mission to make good things happen.
Lucy Younghands, 1v1 with her defender in Bodo, and Bodo wins the battle momentarily.
Yeah, Younghands taking it into traffic, unable to distribute that ball to her left. Could have been an opportunity there.
And for Wantagh, here's what they've had over the last few weeks. Not exactly a dominating fashion, a 1-1 tie with North Shore, but that is important. 2-0 win at Friends Academy, and then the 0-0 tie against Seaford. That coming after a 4-match winning streak in which they outscored their opponents 8-0. Playing some of their best soccer in the beginning of the month of October and hoping to rekindle that as we get later into the month.
And all their games, relatively low-scoring affairs. They do play a tight defense. And just enough to get the ball in the back of the net on the other side. As you said, 0-0 here today. And that would be just fine for this Wantagh Warrior team.
Sarasi starts it. And Sedaris finishes it. And a quick rollout.
Really nice run there, too. Nice run by Connors to try to get in the way there. So those through balls connect, there's going to be trouble.
If you were to look at Connors, at least for me, and you'll forget more soccer than I'll ever know, but she does not look like a freshman nor play like one.
No. She's got some speed, and she fits right in with this team. Even on that run right there, she was one step away, and a really nice job by the keeper to get out there and break things up. But Connors, yeah, without a doubt, she's a little bit of a playmaker, a little bit of a nuisance up there, and plays much bigger than she is.
Little touch in the midfield. And that's Hagerstrom playing it back. And Sedaris across the 35-yard line, trickling out of play, and a throw in for the Lady Red Devils.
So it looks like there's a little shift in this Wantagh alignment right now. If I'm reading it right, it looks like they're sending two high, and instead of the two CDMs, which we've discussed most of the game, they've gone back to the traditional one. So on that last run, it was 4 back, 1 CDM, and the CDM, two strikers up top instead of 1. So we'll see if that's a trend or just that play.
Well, and so how does that change things if it is something that's prolonged?
It creates more offense, and you've seen it. That, having the second striker up there provides opportunity to create more space on the field, and that's something they haven't really had much of. One of the things you watch as a coach is not just who has the ball, but who doesn't. And when you have one striker up there making solitary runs against a defense like Plainedge, you're going to get stuck a lot. You get the extra bodies up, you create more space, and you'll be able to get more touches and maybe find through balls.
Younghands tries to stay with it as Sienna Diglio steps in, the UMass lacrosse commit. Well, we mentioned the future talent that we'll see on this roster, at least on the lacrosse side. Sienna Diglio wearing number 10. She'll play for UMass, and then Lila Ingrilli will play for Maryland and the future Terp. in the Big Ten. I know it's been 100 years, but it's hard to believe that Maryland's not in the ACC anymore.
Yeah, a lot of things switching over there, and without a doubt, you'd think.
Although with the way the NCAA tournament, NCAA is lined up, they could be back in the ACC. I mean, if UCLA and USC can be in there, let's take a look at the replay. A lot of contact here.
Yeah, good hard challenge. And, yeah, a little shove out of bounds, and that's what Plainedge was doing early in the first half. And remember, it was one of those shoves that resulted in a yellow card on the far side of the field. So Plainedge really needs to be cautious. You know, again, they want to win the conference, but you don't want to lose a player in the first round of the playoffs to a red or a yellow card, or 2 yellow cards, rather. Reed already one hanging over her head. So Coach Vitale's probably saying, play hard, but let's not get any fouls.
Bodo with the clear. And Hagerstrom to fire it in. Cross off the back of Martone.
A good throw there by Hagerstrom and joining that triangle right away to try to help move the ball up.
On the back pedal, it's Reed.
And there's the big boot by Reed.
Hagerstrom.
Love that she laid off on that kick and let her teammate take it. She wasn't in the best position, and really wise to give it up in a situation where you want to be challenging balls. Read the field properly.
Big week on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and we've been here at Plainedge all week. And tomorrow, a big game under the lights here. Friday Night Lights, Southside taking on Plainedge. Southside, the top team in Conference 3, as Plainedge looks to move up in the standings. It should be a fun one, coming live at 6:30 p.m. right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Foot race, far side, Connors, the freshman. Sedaris comes out towards the net, rolling wide, and just out of play as that ball is escorted by Michaela Nito. And let's take another look.
Yeah, and the run, makes the run, goalkeeper comes out, and read well by Nito to just let the ball go. It looks like she might have had an opportunity to boot it, but a touch there could have gone into the net. Once you acknowledge that it's going to go wide, very wisely let it roll out wide and turn it into a goal kick. But one of the few scoring opportunities we've seen in the game, and the first and the second half, got to make you wonder what Wantagh has in store now with the extra striker up top.
Udell working diligently and earns her team a throw. Take another look at the challenge.
Yeah, just a big mess there. Everybody bumping into each other. And then that high elbow there by Udell.
And sent out of play to the right side. So Plainedge bending but not breaking and keeping Wantagh's threat at bay.
And I wonder now if Demetra Sedaris is going to hesitate a little bit more on coming out of the net. It's been an asset, but in that situation almost became a liability. Just the touch not good enough to be on the net.
Young hands can't keep it from going out of bounds. And you're right. And in the first half, a lot of plays that were coming her way were pretty unchallenged by Wantagh, whereas Wantagh now throwing everything in the kitchen sink at the keeper for the Lady Red Devils.
And I got to appreciate that with Coach Jason Polo over there deciding, hey, you know, we can get a tie and win this thing, but let's send a little more up on the attack, make them uncomfortable. And the other thing that he did stress, and Coach Vitale actually said the same thing, they want to avoid quick counterattacks. They don't want to put themselves in a situation where they're overcommitted and the ball goes the opposite way. So it's great to challenge and send a few more up top, but you don't want to give up that counter.
Michaela Highland, the freshman. Pops it up ahead, out of play, and a throw-in for the Warriors.
And that was Caleb Mannix wisely not challenging it and letting the ball go out for the throw.
Thrown in far side. And Grilly challenges. And it'll be a goal kick for Plainedge. Good job defensively for the Lady Red Devils, and that was Jessica Ferranda.
Yeah, Ferranda, one of the players we spoke about in the beginning of this thing, doing a nice job shielding the ball and making sure that knowing that Wantagh was the last touch, shield the ball and get it to a goal kick. That's another quick instinct thing. You have to hope that the official knows that the last touch was the opposing team, because I've seen in situations where you shield your own ball, and all of a sudden you're giving up a corner kick and you're looking at your defender like, what the heck are you doing back there? But in this situation, wisely shielding it and letting it roll out to be a goal kick.
Ball out of play and another throw in for the Lady Red Devils.
So Wantagh bringing a lot more pressure here in the second half. I would have thought it might have been going the other way, but I'm sure Plainedge is going to start getting that midfield churning. You can see there's a few more players on the run. Wantagh still playing that 4-back. They drop into a 5-set.
Valari. And now the step in back to the midfield as Nito pushes up ahead. Young hands. Ball on the string. Eyeing up her defender. Goes into a pair. And chipped over as the refs say play on.
Yeah, you heard the fans do a little ooh because
towards the net, off the post of the field goal post. Just beyond the goal.
Yeah, so Plainedge looking for a foul on that play, which would have set the ball up at the 18. You can see here a nice turn. Let's see if there was any kind of foul on it. Reaching in with the leg. I got to be honest with you. That was Diglio, Sienna Diglio, reaching in with the leg. That's totally to the discretion of an official. If that was a call, you can't complain. When a player goes in there, even if they touch the ball, if they get in the way of the offensive player to prohibit them from moving forward, that could be a foul. Maybe both officials keeping the whistles in their pockets, not wanting to decide this on something like that. It's close, though. I mean, if it went the other way, you can't complain.
Well, the things with these officials is that they don't get the benefit of replay and they have to make a call on the spot. It's very easy to be an armchair quarterback.
Absolutely. And you do have two officials out there with over 20 years of service apiece. Referee Angelo Caro in his 25th year. And Chris
Wantagh trying to create something towards the net. Udell, saved by Sedaris, and the rebound off the post. Two good scoring opportunities for Wantagh, and they're not able to cash in.
And that has been the story of the game right now. The pipe.
Another chance. Here's Sedaris sliding in and pounces on top of it. Oh boy, was Wantagh close, but not able to break through. As we'll take another look, Robert.
And this is that first one. The ball gets, this is a second opportunity. That long ball in there. And watch this touch. Challenging the goalie, Sedaris slides right in between them. And that's the one that ended it. Sedaris, grabbing her knees after that and a couple puffs of breath. But right prior to that, a beautiful fingertip save. And then a second opportunity that hit the pipe. And that's a few times today we've seen the pipe. And that's shoved. Whoa, okay. I thought there was going to be a foul there, an elbow up. But nothing. So some big scoring opportunities there. Sedaris doing a beautiful job. And Wantagh's buzzing right now. Wantagh's buzzing.
You can see why they're playing like one of the top teams in the division. Up ahead. Opportunity for the Warriors. Udell drops it off to the net. And Grilly off the crossbar. And Sedaris pops on top of it.
My goodness, that crossbar and those pipes have seen a lot of action tonight, starting with that penalty kick that hit the crossbar in the first half, and then that scoring opportunity. That was insane.
Wantagh is so close. And let's take another look.
And as you can see, the ball gets through. Both players onside. A nice little pass there to Ingrilli. Ingrilli, nothing but net. Takes a shot. Beautiful fingertip save by Sedaris that hits the top pipe, and she has the wherewithal to turn around, catch it, and tuck it into the chest. Sedaris right now, the player of the game, saving her team a few times from some pretty tough situations. So again, that crossbar was the one that was hit for the penalty kick in the first half of the game.
Well, you know who the second star of the game is. It's the crossbar.
It's the crossbar, without a doubt. It's that net, that side. But Wantagh's really putting on the pressure now. Referee Murr, like I was saying before, 20 years of service here, said that they were onside.
Slid up ahead. Here come the Lady Red Devils. Inside, Valari. Shot, and an easy save for Estasia as Valari blew a tire.
Yeah, and you can take a look here. Really nice job controlling the ball. First touch is gorgeous. Goes to the left foot, but not a lot on it as she tripped with the ball. But a nice first touch with the right foot to create distance between her and the defender, and then the second foot to get the ball on net. So talking just right before this about those counterattacks, and we've seen both teams taking advantage of it. And again, look at Wantagh right now. 4 up top. This wasn't happening in the first half. I love that they're playing to win. They don't want the tie. They want to try to get that ball in the back of the net. And Plainedge, obviously, playing for a big win. Coach Vitale's got this team amped and ready to go. And this second half, way different than the first.
And so you were talking about the formation change, too, with Wantagh. Does that bleed into what we've seen right now, or have they shifted even further?
No, it looks like it's what they've done right out of the gate. But by doing that, the little sacrifice, that also created that scoring opportunity for Plainedge on the other side, with the right side of the field being a little bit more open. So Wantagh sacrificing a little on the defense, but definitely generating more offensively. They're so impressive now offensively. They definitely had the time of possession up there that it is a wise move. You know, they're moving the ball pretty well up there. And I will say, too, the officials have been much less involved in this second half. A lot more whistles in the first half. As I say it, there's one. But they've had the whistles in the pocket. There's been a few. We can take a look at this one. And after the bounce.
Well, could have made a case for handball, and then
just a hard contact. I don't know that was a foul, but called on the field. And that's going to be a yellow card.
Yeah, and that'll be against Young Hands.
And she just fluffed him off with her hand. Let's take a look at it. The first step reaching in. He has a nice turn. And, yeah, it's a hip. It's a body check. You could do that with your hips in soccer. You come in with the hips and you hit hard. That's a soccer play. Once the arm's up, it's not a soccer play. So right now, John, if I'm Coach Vitale, I understand the implication of this game. But more importantly, youngins and Reed with yellow cards. I don't know what I do as a coach. I want to win this game. I want to win a conference. But I don't want to see my star defender or my star forward out of the next game. So he's got a tough decision on the bench. If he can't calm her down, I don't know if I'd play her again, which is nuts to say because you do want to win the conference. But it's a real tough decision for Coach Vitale. And he had a long talk with her over on the sidelines.
Yeah, and so the throw-in is coming for Plainedge, and you're right. That is a huge decision that Vitale has to make going forward, and there you see him right there talking it over. And yes, you're right. This game is important. However, it's not a matter of it's not a matter of just winning this game. They want to win games going forward, and their best opportunities to do so are with Reed and young hands.
Yeah, Coach Vitale, a veteran coach over here in Plainedge. He's got, this team really well coached, and he doesn't want to see emotions get the better of them. The same emotions that has caused a lot of their success, led to a lot of success, in a game like this can be to their detriment. They're playing much more physical than Wantagh is. Wantagh is getting a little more victimized out there as far as the contact goes. A lot of it clean. Again, keep it at the hips. It's a soccer play. Once the arm goes up, it's easy for the officials. That's 2 yellow cards today against Plainedge, and that's not a great spot for Coach Vitale's team.
Another foul against Plainedge.
Another hard foul, and that was Kylie Connors.
Tapped near side. Whistle. And an offside.
And this game has a completely different complexion at this point, John. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. Both teams playing much more aggressive. And here's that throw in. And the foul. Yeah, just pushed her in the back, took out her legs. That easily could have been a third card. I mean, honestly. And oh, my God, that was ugly. Sweet Jesus.
So that's right, and that's Leah Villari getting in there. She was the Plainedge player that took the brunt of it, and for Wantagh, a yellow card is up as well, and that'll go to Sienna Diglio, the senior.
Wow, okay. I didn't see that one coming. Let's take a look at it. The official has the better look. I hope that's not, I gave this team 2, so I'll drop another one on Wantagh, but maybe I missed something.
Let's see the header right there. Villari? Yeah.
It's the right call. Yeah, it's definitely the right call. From up here, it looked like the Plainedge player ran through. Really good job on the replay there. Sienna Diglio reaching the leg in with the hard contact.
So 3 yellow cards overall, 2 for Plainedge. Kiara Reed has one of them. Header, side of the net. And out of play, goal kick upcoming for Wantagh. Well, we've got the Nassau County playoffs upcoming on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and this will be your home for the Nassau County semifinal and championship games. Wantagh and Plainedge with aspirations to play in both of those games, and place your order today at varsitymediapass.com. So Plainedge trying to get something going as Wantagh slides it up ahead.
And another part of the Wantagh story you can see on the sidelines there in the jacket and the knee brace. Number 12, and that's Isabel Teresk. And All-County Honorable Mention player last year, captain of the team last year, and as a captain this year, she tore her ACL in May. And she has been with this soccer team every day since her recovery. Coach Polo saying that she came down to all the summer practice, acted as another coach. In addition to acting like a coach, she's at every practice, at every game, bundled up. She's wearing her shorts, she's wearing her jersey, but unfortunately can't join her team as a captain on the field, but a captain on the sidelines, and you got to love that story, John. That's a huge thing for a team to see when a player's out for the season, that they're still worried about their team, still contributing to their team. Little Aaron Rodgers type of thing going on over there.
Well, it just goes to show the camaraderie that's built and the friendships over the years. And, you've only got so many years to play high school soccer, and you still want to be a part of it. And unfortunately, those ACL and leg injuries could be season killers for you, but it doesn't mean that you have to stop participating with your friends and continuing to make those memories just in a different way.
And the ACL, one of the most common injuries in female soccer and lacrosse. So many young ladies getting torn ACLs. And obviously there's a lot of conversation, John, with the turf and the grass. They've increased since the turfs have been put in. So ACLs for female soccer players and female lacrosse players, rampant. You see girls on crutches on the sideline constantly.
Yeah, and I get the argument because it's just easy to keep the field going. With that said, and while we have a quick break, I'd like to thank our sponsors again, Lebenthal Financial Services, as well as Long Island Gastro, Petrocelli International, and Plainedge Soccer Club for sponsoring today's broadcast. Collision on the far side, 16-15 to play in regulation. Both teams looking to open up the scoring and have had their opportunities, but thanks to the crossbar and a big save by Dimitris Sideris, and we're able to stay scoreless. Feels like so long ago that in the second minute of play, Lucy Younghands was at the PK and rang it off the crossbar, and then Plainedge not really able to get a better shot on goal against this Wantagh back line, and the Warriors with an open net, sliding it just wide as Connors took the shot.
Yeah, Connor's been a big part of this game, a name that we've talked about quite a bit, and they might lean on her a little bit more right now. Again, I'm curious to see how Youngins plays the rest of this game.
High shot through the field goal post, as that was Jaden Hagerstrom taking the shot. That sailed over everything.
So a tale of two halves for sure, John. This one much more exciting than the first half. Maybe they were feeling each other out. Sometimes you see that in almost like a boxing match, you know, throw a few jabs, just try to feel each other out. And then Wantagh turned up the heat offensively. Plainedge responding with some strong physical play, looking to get a counterattack. Both of these teams playing a real physical game.
Swung down the field and a goal kick upcoming.
So, yeah, just under 15 minutes left. We're down to 59 degrees outside, so it's getting chillier out there. It is playoff soccer season. Both of these teams heading on. And you get to watch it here with Varsity Media. Again, we spoke about it. These parents, this community doing a great job bringing us here today, especially that In the Net Booster Club. Those moms and dads do a lot for this program, for the soccer programs. They got a fantastic football program as well with the Booster Club. I'm sure you'll hear about tomorrow as Varsity continues their coverage here. Work in the snack shack. Parents very involved here, John, at Plainedge High School.
I've heard the spread is going to be enormous tomorrow, but I don't want to jinx anything.
Well, I hope it is. We'll all benefit from that. They're always very generous. I do a lot of PA work here. I'll be here on a different microphone tomorrow.
I know that there is, obviously, this is one of the best places for food as Plainedge tries to get something going, and there is the Wantagh keeper again, Anastasia, making the stop. Well, we spoke to Patricia's earlier in the week, so they, thank you to them for sponsoring our broadcast the other day. I'd like to see a little more there. I'd like to challenge Patricia's or anyone else. Let's see what the spread is and why you are the best pizzeria on Long Island. There's a ton of great establishments out there, and we'd just love to see it.
Well, I will say that the parents here down in the Snack Shack always, at least for me, I can't say for you, but I'm sure for everybody up here, they always bring a pie up. They always bring a pie or two up and say thanks. They're very generous here and appreciate all the work that's being done by everybody. The security team out there that does a great job, obviously athletic director TJ Burke that runs the show. TJ, a longtime friend of mine, and he does everything right around here. So it's going to be a great night tomorrow night. Lots of teams, all their teams going into the playoffs. Their football team playoff bound. This women's soccer team playoff bound. The men's soccer team playoff bound. A lot of good things happening here in Plainedge. And what looked like could be a break, thwarted, turned, tripped out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Red Devils. Quick throw.
Yeah, that was Bodo trying to create. Swept inside, deflected, and this should be a corner for the Lady Red Devils.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go that way. There was a little shove. We'll take a look at it. Quick throw-in. And as it gets to the middle.
That was Valari in there again.
Yeah, and Forthofer for Wantagh getting in the way. So the action continues here at Plainedge High School between the Warriors and the Red Devils. Knotted up at 0 with 11:35 left. And it's going to be a corner kick. Again, these are the opportunities we said that could create the game. It'll be Reed on the kick, a spot she's very comfortable with and familiar with.
And only the second corner kick of the contest for the Lady Red Devils as Reed steps into it. Swings it upside of the box. And Plainedge never got the shot off.
No, unable to handle it, but putting it out at the 18, I like the call there.
Chipped right side. And Plainedge saying that it was deflected. And that should lead to another corner.
Yeah, there it is, chipped inside. And you can see the beautiful turn there.
That was Young Hands looking for a 14th goal of the year.
And put just what? And we'll have another corner kick here for Reed. And we'll see if she does something similar. You want to keep it away from Astasia, who's had some good hands and showed some good athleticism. Putting out at the 18 the first time, and we'll reset. Here's the nod.
And so Plainedge set to go. Under 10.5 to play in regulation. The Lady Red Devils need a goal. Chip straight up and stepped out of bounds. And a goal kick.
Yeah, referee Caro right on top of that one to say it went out of bounds. Tough break there for Plainedge. Sending that ball deep and trying to look for a few headers. And exactly 10 minutes left on this clock. Plainedge is going to have to turn it up a little bit more, John. And I don't know how much more you turn it on. You know, the speed factor has been what it's been the entire game. You're not going to find more legs in the last 10. The physicality has been ramped up pretty hard. I don't know that you want to bring it up too much higher for fear of fouls. We'll see what Plainedge decides to do.
It's kind of like turning an amp up to an 11.
Yeah, you could blow a speaker.
Yeah.
And again, with this Wantagh Warrior team, if they do win or tie today, they'll be the champions of the conference. And I'm going to assume, at least for the short term, the last time they'll do so is Warriors, with Governor Hochul canceling out some of these names. Warriors on the list, so we'll see what the Wantagh committee comes up with next year when they're no longer the Warriors. A lot of schools on Long Island dealing with that.
Yeah, and that'll be an interesting story to see play out. Here come the Warriors, up ahead, and then curtailed back. Still with possession, Kayla Mannix, and swept aside.
Yeah, she had a head on a swivel there, just over and over, thwarted by the defense, but some really nice moves. You can see the ball getting put in there. Watch this beautiful defensive play as the Red Devils just swarm, and the ball eventually kicked out.
That's Vericchio, the 3-year varsity player. In the starting 11, and one of the most important games to date for Plainedge this season.
And I believe it was Petroselli putting on the initial pressure and getting that ball out of bounds. So, yeah, John, a lot of teams on Long Island are going to have some name changes. So we'll see how a lot of that turns out. You know, there's a lot of committees going on right now. Long Island has paid homage to the Native American culture for a long time.
I would just like to see outside the box ideas. So like maybe the Hammerhead Sharks, or I don't know, something, the Isotopes, something like that would be pretty cool. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And I know that it's a vital part of the community, and now a next chapter in the life of high school athletics on Long Island.
Yeah, and one of the things when you see a place like Wantagh, which is a Native American word, Massapequa has to change their name. Sewanaka High School changing their name. You know, they're Native American in nature to begin with. So, yeah, hopefully something that's Long Island and fits the identity of the community would be great. But yeah, I'm down with those cool names, too. I was going to jump on the Sewanaka committee. I work over there. They're the Indians for one more year. I thought they should be called the Sewanaka Haze because they're purple. They could be the Purple Haze.
That'd be cool.
And nobody's named the Hayes.
No, right. And that's the thing. You want to be unique, right? You don't want 14 Wildcats all coming into the standings.
Absolutely. It's going to be nothing but animals. Hopefully PETA doesn't shut down the animal names.
Young hands trying to shut down Wantagh. The drop-off. Shot just wide.
And what a scoring opportunity there. I mean, that's a tough one. Plainedge having one or two opportunities. This being one of them, we'll get another look. And you can see physicality again, but driving through. And a beautiful little touch to the outside. Chipped wide. Tough to see whose number that was. But the shot wide. Shot to the left. Oh, boy.
Some extra oomph at the end of the play.
And the official running over. We'll see if there's another card here. The two officials having a chat. There's the first touch. Might be that second one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, right. It would be on Sienna Petrucelli.
Yeah, it looked like Sarasi had an honest collision there. And we have a clock stoppage.
And so now the referee will head over to the Wantagh bench. And Polo getting an explanation.
Not quite sure what the explanation is. Plainedge awarded the kick. I didn't see a card go up.
No, I didn't either. But just giving the explanation. As Plainedge take the free kick, it's Kiara Reed.
4-man wall.
5:34 to play in regulation. Sends it on net and high into the left.
Yeah, it's a field goal there for Reed. Obviously thinking goal all the way. And you have that 4-man wall bouncing up and down together. And you'll take a look at it. Reed with the set. Let's take a look at this kick. Leans back a little bit on it, but body was pretty good position. Just got her laces under there and sent it through the uprights. Tough break there for Plainedge, as the scoring opportunities have been limited. But you got to love the way these young ladies continue to be tenacious and work hard. And, again, the physicality. Can't take away the physicality. It's got to be part of the identity of Coach Vitale.
No, it's been a physical game at that, and a potential rematch in the county final, or we'll see down the road. As another throw-in, and Grilly. She's been stopped today, leading the team with 4 goals on the season. Someone who's just been tenacious.
And how great would that be if these teams get to face each other again? These games have been fantastic. Today, a testament to both sides. We're 0-0 with 4 minutes remaining in the game.
Isabel Witt.
And just like the first meeting when Plainedge lost 2-0, very similar situation, 0-0 deep into the game. And then within about the last 6-7 minutes, 2 goals given up by Plainedge. But Plainedge really just locking them down for most of that game. Today, very similar, both sides playing a strong defensive game.
Valari. And now Connors with the step in. Whistle. Possession for the Warriors.
Yeah, official made that call pretty quickly.
Ava Barbario, the freshman midfielder. Quiet leader on the defense. And has a knowledge of the game beyond her years, says our head coach Jason Polo.
And a 40-yard boot.
Just over 3 to play in regulation. Little shake and bake. Highland goes down. A lot of contact as she gets entangled with Petrucelli. Second time that Petrucelli has collided with a Warrior.
Yeah, Petrucelli leaning in there and then tumbling after the play. And, again, physical. You wonder if it's exhaustion a little bit setting in. There's a shove. That's a third shove out of bounds, too.
On the free kick, Sarasi into the box. Good ball. Never settles for Wantagh. And Grilly taking on a couple of defenders. Curbed off. And no call there. And a throw-in for the Warriors.
Wow, and that's something to take a look at right now. As in Grilly, once she gets a foot on the ball, look at this, like tap dance lessons. Gets through 2 defenders, is pushed through, gets her arm tied up, and that's what she was chirping about afterwards. Tough defensive play there by Plainedge.
Maddox, not that time, stays with it. But you're right, a lot of contact there. Is Plainedge collapsing?
They need to be careful here. And the fans not happy for the Wantagh side.
Final 2 minutes to play in regulation. It's getting chippy.
Yeah, a lot of contact in the box, and obviously you want to save a goal, but you do not want to set up a PK. Not at this stage of the game with under 2 minutes remaining.
And that'll stop the clock. Yellow card upcoming. And we'll see who this is against. And now they finally get Petroselli. That's the 3rd yellow card against the Lady Red Devils. And we'll take another look.
And the step in, and there's Petroselli grabbing her arm and yank. Oh, my goodness, like a WWF move there. WWE, sorry, aging myself. But the takedown is an easy call. 3 cards, honestly, with 1:36 stopped on the clock.
So
you got to calm down.
Yeah, Sarasi against the 3-woman wall. Chips it. Far side of the box, and there is an easy play for the keeper, Sedaris.
Yeah, challenged well by the offense. And with 1:20 left, Wantagh still bringing the pressure down.
Maddox slides it in front. Never gets to Ingrilli. Goes out of play and a quick throw upcoming. As the ball goes all the way to the side. And this is what happens when there's no benefit of having ball boys or ball girls on the sideline. The players have to go get the ball themselves. And that eats up 10, 15 seconds a shot.
Yeah, if, Coach Vitale doesn't want to help them out down in their zone, but often a coach will tell their own players, get down there right away and make sure that these plays are quick because this clock's just going to tick down. So that ball headed out. I don't know if it was intentional, but with 40 seconds left and 80 yards in the other direction, this might be the Warriors.
Yeah, Wantagh can afford to let it go with under 30 seconds to play in regulation. Goes into the bench. And now one last gas for the Lady Red Devils. Quick throw in. At midfield, 20 seconds to go. Sent down the field. And there's Astasia. And the countdown is on. Final 10 seconds here. And Anastasia sends it up the field. And the Wantagh Warriors win the Nassau Conference AB. And the celebration is on. After the 0-0 tie, that gives them the point that they need to lock up the Nassau County regular season championship in the AB division. So congratulations to the Warriors as they hold on, took Plainedge's best shots, but either way, the defense does not break as Wantagh, now with 21 points on the season, clinches that top spot in the AB playoffs.
And, John, we saw a fantastic game, a really physical game, cards being flung around both sides. You got to compliment Plainedge's tenacity, managing to keep enough composure to not get anybody in deep trouble, battling the entire time. But Wantagh just turning up a second level in the second half offensively, something that was not a look in the first half. And a 0-0 tie. It's going to be great watching these teams moving forward.
Yeah, and before we wrap up, too, so Plainedge, they lock in the number 2 seed, and nothing to hang your hat at the beginning of the year. Obviously, a goal is to win the regular season championship, but, hosting home games the rest of the way, or at least being seen as home games going into the playoffs, a good season, regular season for Plainedge.
Absolutely. Coach Vitale is going to be very happy with that. Again, you want to win a championship, but there should be 0 tears on that sideline. They battled, they competed, and they're moving on.
All right, so that'll do it for our entire crew here on the Varsity Media Sports Network as we're tied 0-0 after 80. And before we go, one last thanks to the Plainedge Soccer Club for sponsoring today's broadcast. If you'd like to bring your sports broadcast to life, contact us today. And once again, thank you to Plainedge Soccer Club. So that'll do it from Plainedge High School for our executive producer, Ben Turchin. And our technical director, Abraham Nieves, for my partner, Robert Anderson, and the two camera guys weathering the storm outside, Travis DeLuise and Mike Verdi. This is John Perez saying so long from Plainedge High School. This has been a Varsity Media production.